What's going on, guys? Dan back here with the Regular Guy Garage. Today on this video, I'm going to show you the new vehicle that's coming to the channel. It's not going to be anything like the Fox Body. Nothing like it at all. Polar opposite, to be honest. Different on every level. This is obviously the pride and joy of the channel for now. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Long way to go with it. But the new vehicle, I'm really excited for it because this vehicle, it is the first big block that I've ever owned. And I'm pretty excited for it, so let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is a 1983 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck. It is a short bed, two-wheel drive. I think it came with a 305, maybe even a 350. It's an H, so it's probably a 305. So yeah, this was a 305 truck. However, at some point in time, one of the owners put a 454 big block in it. Let me open the hood really quick. So there it is, 454 big block Chevrolet. Has a couple small problems when I first got it. Well, one, I'm in the process of rewiring a lot because some of these wires and stuff, it just wasn't done properly. So instead of putting butt connectors, they just twisted wire together, and it's just not the right way to do it. Anyway, engine runs pretty smooth. It has a very slow crank right now, which I think the timing is actually set way too high. I'm going to check that in a minute. And I had to, the owner said like he thought was like a lifter tap or something. I went through, readjusted the valves, and that noise went away, but one of the valves has the lock nut is run down a lot deeper than the rest of them. So I think it actually might need a lifter. So I'm going to do a set of lifters on it. But aside from that, I mean, this is a really sweet little truck. We've got a few spots where I ordered some bezels to complete that. This is the original grill. He also gave me a billet grill so I can switch between either one. But I'm going to run with the original grill, and then when I get the bezels, we'll see how that looks. But interior is okay. Small tear in the seat, not a big deal. There's like a stain or something over there. It looks pretty old, but all in all, everything's pretty straight. The dash is in one piece, no cracks or nothing. No real rust at all. Couple little spots. And actually, I'd have to go looking for them to really find them. The floors are solid, the bed is solid. One spot that I know is kind of right up here that I'll need to eventually address, which this is relatively common for these trucks, and it's not really that big of a deal. And then kind of up under the firewall right there's a couple little spots. Again, I'm not really too concerned about those either. So engine setup, 454, big block Chevrolet. This has long tube headers. It looks like a Speedmaster, looks like a dual plane intake or something like that. That I'm thinking about the Mustang now. The Edelbrock carburetor is brand new. He gave it to me. The original that came on it was a 600. This is a 650. It's still small, but to be quite honest, I think this was like a motorhome 454 something. It's not necessarily the fastest thing in the world, but it's pretty torquey, so it's a lot of fun. Anyway, a lot of little stuff that we're going to go through with this. I mean, this is, pretty old school, a lot different. Granted, the Mustang's old school too, but this is very old school setup with the carburetor and all that stuff. Really just walking around the truck, it's pretty straight. I mean, a couple little spots here and there. I mean, it's got like a 2-inch drop, I think. Yeah, I mean, sweet little truck. Bed's kind of clean. I think they had horses. They use it to move hay and stuff every now and again. But only thing I really don't like is, so the rear tires are, like normal. The front tires are like super small and thin, and the rims stick out. So what I'm going to do is put a set of tires like that on the front, so it kind of evens it out. Because yeah, it just looks weird to me. And so while we are going to be wrenching on this thing, and it is going to be part of the channel here for a little bit, it is actually going to be a vehicle that my stepson drives. This is, he just got his license, and we were just looking for something for him to get started on, but then also something that I can mess around with, enjoy when he's done with it and he goes on to get his own car or vehicle or whatever. Then we can start doing more to it. But there's plenty of work to be done on this thing, and I like to do a lot of stuff on this channel that is fairly informative to automotive enthusiasts, and I really think you guys will enjoy this. I mean, plus it's a big block. What is not to enjoy about a big block? And so just what I've done really quick, aside from that valve adjustment, and then I changed the carb, what else did I do to this? Oh yeah, so it didn't have door locks. Or well, it did, but we didn't have a key. So 15 bucks at Advance Auto, got some door locks for it. And then the windows didn't work. So I took the door panel off and found that the reason why the windows didn't work was because there was no window motors in it. Electric windows, you know, 83 electric windows, 88 roll-up windows. Anyway, took the door panel off. There was no electric window motor, but the connection was there, so I got 2 motors. The other window cranks or goes down, but it's slow. I think that's the wrong steering wheel too. Anyway, so I threw a window motor in it. This thing rolls down like brand new. Man, one thing I really love about these trucks too, those gauges. Like, the speedometer doesn't work. I need to fix it. It's just a bad cable. But I just love these old school, old Chevy gauges. I mean, they just really, really look good to me. Lots of little work to get done on the car. I mean, need to put a radio in it. I think there's something wrong with the fuel. It's got dual fuel tanks. I need to adjust that. That's going to go back up there. I don't think my stepson realizes how lucky he actually is, because if that was my first vehicle, I would be ecstatic. My first vehicle was not cool at all. It definitely wasn't a big block. It was a pretty lame, I think it was a 1990 Dodge Daytona. Saved my money, bought it with my own money. That was really the best thing about it. Had nothing but problems with it. And one day somebody crossed over the center line and head-on collisioned me, and that was the end of that car. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do really quick while the introduction of the new truck is done, I'm going to set it up really quick. Like I said, it cranks really slow, and when I went and filled it with gas the other day, I basically pressed the gas pedal coming down the highway, and it just started knocking real loud. And I'm pretty sure it's detonation. Came back, checked the timing, and I'm almost positive the thing is running way too much timing. It cranks really hard for one, and with the knocking and detonating also, it's either bad gas or my money's on the timing being way too high. So I'm gonna set the camera up really quick, and we'll go ahead and set the base timing on this 454 big block. I'm gonna say big block a lot, especially when I'm filming this truck, because it's the coolest thing ever to me. All right, so the way I'm gonna do this, just because it's easier, I'm gonna take this air filter off. So I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but in true regular guy garage fashion, we have another vehicle that we just got that we're going to go ahead and pull the engine out of. So as I was messing around with this thing, I mean, it kind of had this tick since I bought it. I knew that it bought it, and I got a good deal on the truck anyway, but you know, the ticking, knocking thing kind of just, you know, started to get worse and worse. And I was like, you know what, let me drain the oil out and see what it looks like, see if there's any glitter in it. And sure enough, there is glitter in this oil, which means that knock, which I thought was like a lifter or, you know, something up in the valve train, is definitely I'm gonna say rod bearing. So before it gets any worse, I'm just gonna yank this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this stuff apart. And like I said, true regular guy garage fashion, we're gonna pull the engine out of this vehicle and start to tear it down and see what we got on the inside. All right, so I know for you guys this probably was like, you know, an instant on the video, but it's been about 3 or 4 hours. I've got the entire engine disconnected and the transmission. I have one bolt in the bell housing left to take out. I just supported the transmission with a jack, transmission jack. And now I'm gonna yank this 454 out. Hopefully I can do it without removing the hood. There's not really that much clearance, but I got a little bit of room up front. I should be able to get it out, but I guess we'll see here in a minute. All right, let me sit you. Alright guys, so the big block is out. If there's one thing I can attest to, it is much harder to yank this thing out than it is a little small block Ford. So I'm gonna put this on the engine stand. Man, those are some big heads. I'm gonna put this on the engine stand, get it rolled over, and we'll take a look at the bottom end and see what's going on with this thing. Alright, so the engine's out. It is on the engine stand. I've got it pushed into the same corner that I built the Mustang engine in. I don't think we're gonna go all out with this one. I just wanna see what the problem is and then get it thrown back in the truck, start using it. And like I said, my stepson's gonna be driving it, so it's obviously not gonna be anything radical or crazy, but I mean, this is the regular guy garage. And yeah, I mean, I do other things besides the Fox body. Granted, like I said, the Fox body is the bread and butter of the channel, but I like building engines too. I've built a few. I built LS stuff, I built Fox body stuff. Yeah, I mean, I like doing it all. So anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Gonna be a little bit of this big block Chevy content coming here in the near future, but our main focus is still the Fox body and going as fast as we possibly can. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, follow the truck content as well as the Fox body racing content. As always, thanks for watching, take care. We'll see you on the next one.